It is my profound honor to address all of you gathered tonight in Las Vegas to celebrate the incredible work of the Republican Jewish Coalition. To every member of this tremendous organization, thank you for your outstanding patriotism and for everything that you've done for our party and our amazing movement. There has never been a movement like it. And a very special thanks to Norm Coleman as well as Matt Brooks and the entire staff of the RJC, very important group, RJC. Because of your help, in 2020, I received a historic increase in support from Jewish voters nationally and in Florida, and that was also due to your help. So I'd like to thank and take a moment to honor the life and legacy of a great American, Sheldon Adelson. Sheldon was an extraordinary leader, a true champion of the Jewish community, and a fierce friend of the State of Israel, and a tireless defender of American freedom. He will never be forgotten. I knew him well. He was really something. Let me also express our love and admiration for his wonderful wife, my friend. She received a big award from the White House, the highest civilian award you can get, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Miriam, you are special, Miriam, and it's great to be with you, even if it's not as close as I'd like to be. When I last spoke to you in person in 2019, our country was in the midst of a resounding national comeback. We created the greatest economy in American history, and we fully secured our border, and we completely rebuilt the United States military. America was winning again, and America was respected all over the world. The alliance between the United States and Israel had never, ever been stronger. Under my leadership, we recognized the eternal capital of Israel and opened the American embassy in Jerusalem. We also recognized Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. We appointed a special envoy to combat the scourge of anti-Semitism. We took a firm stance against anti-Semitism on college campuses. We stood up against international religious persecution, and we withdrew from the corrupt, hypocritical UN Human Rights Council, which is shamefully biased against the United States and against Israel. Perhaps most importantly, we withdrew from the unfair and one-sided Iran nuclear deal and imposed the toughest ever sanctions on the regime. No president has ever been a better friend to the State of Israel, and I'm very proud of that. Here at home, we completely reshaped our federal judiciary with the appointment of almost 300 judges who believe in interpreting the United States Constitution as written. We appointed 3 great Supreme Court justices, Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett. Yet, over the 9 months, Joe Biden and the radical left Democrats have begun systematically and intentionally to dismantle all of our successes and endanger our country beyond measure. Biden is bowing down to the Iranian dictatorship and threatening Israel's safety and security like never before. His unbelievable weakness toward the Iranian regime directly provoked a missile assault on Israeli civilians, thousands of missiles being shot. Biden shamefully criticized and slandered the nation of Israel, even when it was under attack. Appallingly, Joe Biden has humiliated our nation with the greatest foreign policy debacle America has ever experienced on the world stage in Afghanistan. There has never been an embarrassment to our country like that. It was as if we surrendered to the Taliban. Meanwhile, he's provided a border crisis of unprecedented scale. Inflation is skyrocketing, unemployment is rising, and the radical Democrats are pursuing the most extreme far-left agenda ever put forward in our country's history. But with your help, we will defeat them. Our sacred liberty, our great Western biblical tradition, and our majestic Constitution are now under threat like never before. The work of the Republican Jewish Coalition has never been more vital to the future of our nation. The stakes have never been higher. We have no choice. We must elect a record number of Republicans at every level of government in next year's midterm elections, just over a year from today. You see what's happening in Congress with respect to the hatred of Israel by some of these Democrat congresspeople. We cannot let that continue. It is absolute hatred. It is scorn. You cannot let that go on. Next fall, with the help of the Republican Jewish coalition, we will defend our God-given freedoms. We will preserve our timeless values. We will win back the House. We will win back the Senate. And we will win back in 2024 that beautiful white building, sometimes referred to as the White House. We will save our country. Thank you. Thank you for everything. You are remarkable people. You are my friends. And we support the Republican Jewish coalition like nobody does. God bless you. God bless the United States of America.